news. Things got, we kicked the can down the road, but I can kick it no more. We have to discuss the White House aide that got railed inside like the Senate hearing hall or something. I don't know where it was, but inside the halls of American justice. It's a hallowed ground that we should care about a lot. I think honestly we should have Neuro orgies there all the time. I think that would be a better use of the space, to be honest. But apparently this was the individual, one of them involved. There was a whole ass video. I don't understand how you release that video. Aren't they going to be like, that's illegal, you can't fuck in there? Caligula or bust. Caligula and bust, Anyway, Ben Shapiro's outrage.
Well, folks, we frequently say that Congress...
Okay, here's what I want, though. Every time we cover any gay content or, like, little twink boys or maybe the androgynous queer TikToker that's, just on his little mask, Ben gets a little twinkle in his eye, gets a little smile in the corner of his mouth, and I think he likes it a lot. So let's see how much he protests about this, because I think Ben Shapiro in that little harness makes a lot of sense. He fits the what do those Nazis say? He's got twink phrenology. So yeah.
Screws the American people, but sometimes they apparently screw each other. There are those of us who are very concerned about the state of the United States Senate because
who wrote that? Worried about the state of the United States Senate.
Of course, that place is basically kind
of... Dude, his voice is grating. What the fuck? Is this like sped up or something? Actually, I'm having a hard time like listening to the pitch of his voice. It's like, when like, for me, it's like, ooh, I can't even think about it. Ooh, that not nylon material. It's like that plasticky material. And if you take your fingers across it and you drag it down, it goes, zzz. Just thinking about that makes me icky. He's giving me similar icks to that. I don't like it, but yeah, that's a thing. Very popular in the 90s. I had a Game Boy backpack that I loved. It looked like a Game Boy. I was cute as fuck, chat. I had a gray backpack, and it looked like a big-ass original Game Boy. When Game Boy was, like, a thing, because I'm old now. And it had a screen on the front that had, like, a platforming Super Mario Bro situation. It was so dope. And I loved keeping my little pencils in there. But to touch the front of it, it made that little zzz. And so I avoided it. Anyway. That has nothing to do with Ben Shapiro. I'm honestly just trying to avoid listening to his voice again, but I have to. Let's do it.
Kind of useless at this point. All they seem to do is F around. Well, then that's apparently all they actually do. So, in the worst story of the day, and there are a lot of bad stories, it turns out
his voice
that
has a little lilt
there is a Democrat staffer.
Dude, it's actually really fucking droning. Like, there's something they're doing with it. It's not usually bad. I think it's something they're doing in the mix. It's actually kind of bothering me. I'm not doing a joke.
This person's name is Aidan Mace-Jaropsky.
Okay.
A staffer for Maryland Democrat Senator Ben Cardin. He was terminated over the weekend because he was identified online as allegedly one of the two participants in a very graphic porn video filmed in a Senate hearing room.
Oh, no. They videoed them. I don't care. I actually don't care. The room was closed, presumably. I don't think anyone else was involved without their consent. Fucking go for it. I don't care. Honestly, you win. You got away with it. You filmed you getting away with it. Fuck hell. Hell yeah. That's dope as shit. Are you telling me that if you didn't have private access to some... If I'm president, I'm fucking in every room. You better believe that. The First Lady and I, we will be defiling the White House together. Who knows? Who knows where we might fuck? And not just the White House. I'm going down to Senate. I'm fucking in there. I'm fucking in the fucking. Who wrote that? I'm doing it in Fort Knox on the Gold. I think they'd let me do that as president. I could run on the platform. I'll make porn in every room of the White House. I would too.
That video was then shared in the chat of a private group for gay men in politics, according to the Daily Caller.
Hot. That's hot.
In his LinkedIn page.
They have a private. Of course there are. Just the gay men in Senate or around Senate group chat, and they were like, "Yep, look,
my
we're
dick
fucking
is
here.
actually so moist it's dripping."
Fort knocking boots. Ooh.
Mace Jarobsky claimed to be a victim of prejudice. DEI, man.
DEI.
Oh, there's so many jokes I can't say right now.
Like
so many jokes I cannot say.
Dude, his face lights up every time it's gay. He gets so delighted. Oh, he just gets so excited when they get to express themselves, and he's like, "Oh, we get to cover the gays." Dude, Ben, just live your dreams, man. How is it? He doesn't light up for any other topic like this. Every time we do it.
Go.
Friend's ex was a staffer, and we caught him cheating via a Pornhub video. Whoa.
Right now. He said he was being attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda. No, I'm pretty sure it's because you banged a dude in the Senate hearing room on tape.
Yeah, who cares? The correct take is, well done. Good for you. Moving on to the next thing that matters.
You took it like the American people are taking it from Congress every single day. According to...
He look at him. He's got fucking smile lines. He's delighted more than... This is him... He's genuinely fucking excited, yeah.
So bad.
Ooh.
Politico remarked, yeah, we definitely advise finding...
What is happening? What's happening? Ben Shapiro is delighted at the idea of getting railed in the Senate hearing room.
A lawyer. He did not say he was in the video. He said, any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated. He said, I would never disrespect my workplace. I will be exploring what legal options are available to me in these matters. What legal... Yeah, you're the victim. You're the victim. The sub-headline, by the way, from NBC read, quote, conservative news outlets alleged that the aide to Senator Ben Cardin appeared in a leaked video showing men having sex in a Senate hearing room.
Mm-hmm.
A Jewish Ohio Republican named Max Miller has also identified this person. This is the same person who said free Palestine at him last week.
Oh, man. Can't free Palestine and also have sex. Is it going to be like Palestinians would throw you off a building or something?
It's all one story. It's all one big story. All of life, one big meta-narrative.
What is?
Yes, indeed. A charter member of Gays for Palestine happening over here.
Uh-huh.
And bottom line is this.
Gays for Palestine? Yeah. Yes. Pro-Palestine and gay? Yeah.
This is what Congress is now good for. And we were like, guys, could you, rein in the national debt and, build up the military? And they're like, best we can do is we can give you an aide who bangs. Right?
That sounds dope. What? Surround me with people who bang, okay? That's a group of confident people that can get shit done, okay? Everybody banging in this room? Let's go. Get some stuff done. Not necessarily each other, but, not necessarily not either. I don't really care. I don't really care how we get it done. If every member of Congress was forced into a polycule, who knows? They all had to become one Mobius hive orgy. That's how we'll get it done in the future. That's the future leftists want. Congress is one big orgy. And we share ideas through love, man. Congressional human centipede, but with consent. Congressional human consentipede. Nice! Human consentipede? That's pretty funny.
A gay dude who bangs in this room. Amazing stuff. Well, again,
I've actually... Wait, whoa. We've talked about that before. A human consentipede. It'd be more like a human consent to roly-poly. Because it was a circle in our minds. The idea was to get enough people in a circle to where you could have a contiguous sort of eternal fuck, right? Like a human powered circular fuck engine. If you were from the top, you'd have to alternate. It'd have to be an odd number, we decided, maybe 13 to 15 people. You feel me? Anyway, you could do it with Congress, certainly. Seen some documentaries on the subject. Oh, interesting. In Ouroboros. Nice. Well, not in Ouroboros because it doesn't feed into itself. It's, well, I guess maybe you're right. That is Ouroboros, right? Yeah. A coitus. Yes.
Where is all of this coming from? It's coming from an entire culture that basically says that the chief form of human intellectual development is sex.
Who says that? What? I don't. Nope. Who has ever said that sex is the chief form through which we get like social development? That's just so stupid. I have no idea who makes this argument. Literally shadowboxing.
There's an entire article from Politico magazine about the nation's outgoing STD chief. Here's the title, quote, "Sex is a normal activity and part of our human experience." And this idea that all over America, people are just deeply ashamed of sex. They won't talk about it. Have you been in America lately? Like in the last few decades? I'm pretty sure it's all Americans talk about for the last several decades.
No. Americans talk about sexy things. Okay? They do not talk about sex. They talk about sexy things. Some people talk about sex with each other. Liberals and stuff. Man, I like to tell this story about... well, I don't know if I want to put them on blast. Let's just say Sarah and I know a couple. I've probably told the story before. Sarah and I know a couple that we see during the holidays, and they are very, very simple country folk. Okay, they like their outdoors, and they're four-wheeling, and I love them a lot. And they have an interesting relationship where it's like the wife of this heterosexual couple was embarrassed to admit that she found her husband attractive after I forget what it even was. I think he hunted off the back porch. It was that country. I think he shot like a fucking turkey in the backyard or something. I don't know what it was. And she's like, damn, it was hot. But she was like embarrassed to say that. And it's like, that's normal for a lot of people, just to be embarrassed to talk about their sexual attraction to even their partner who they're married to. Like, I was at your wedding, dog. Like, anyway, it is a lot of people don't like to talk about sex at all, including Ben. Ben is very afeared of talking about sex. He can't utter it at all. We want sex education. We don't just want we don't want to live in a sexualized society without anyone being educated. And capitalists want us to live in a sexualized society without any education, so that they can continue to, patriarchy can continue, and you can have a bunch of, men in control of this sort of wild west of like sex rights when you start to strip people's rights away. And that's what it's always been. It's always been a struggle for people who aren't men to fucking get any rights, or people that don't present as, a white straight man. It's tough. Here's a turkey being hunted specifically to set her off. Then I'd be embarrassed for a while. No, I don't know.
Dr. Leandro Mena has plenty of reasons to lie awake at night. Over the 2 years he led the CDC's Division of STD Prevention, he's seen sexually transmitted infections hit record levels, including the highest number of syphilis cases since the Truman administration. So obviously he's doing an incredible job. He's doing a really, really good job. But he says the biggest problem is really our culture. We as a society have a tremendous difficulty talking about sex and recognizing that sex is a normal activity and part of our human experience.
Yeah.
With so much stigma around sex, it bleeds right into the general population and acts like a wall that prevents them from accessing the services that they need. Yes, America's giant STD breakout is because people are too shy talking about sex.
Ben.
Nailed it.
Yes, Ben, dude, conservatives are so averse to the research on this topic. So yeah, you see STD, people are not averse to having sex with each other. People are averse to talking about sex. This is such a difference. Like it's so much easier to fuck than it is to talk about fucking with people at first. Like it's like it's deeply personal. It's invasive. Like, you know, people don't like to admit that they're little freaks that like stuff. It's hard to like put into words when you don't have language for it, and when you're, you know, it's tabooed by people like Ben, especially if you're Ben's kids growing up or something. Imagine the kids in this environment growing up and being like Ben Shapiro's fucking my dad. Not Ben Shapiro's fucking my dad. That'll be after the divorce. Ben Shapiro is my dad. Can you imagine that? Like, what's that environment like?
That's probably it. Or alternatively, we are a godless culture that has championed the animal instinct above every part of what it means to be a meaningful human being.
Yeah, so you're brain-rotted religious person, and that is the problem. So, yeah, so every sexual conservatism comes from religion, as they start to tell women how they're supposed to be. Their wombs, they are mothers in waiting. Men are fathers to be progenitors, to be patriarchs of their little kingdom, and to have a bunch of progeny, populate the world. We are godless, whether you believe it or not. So we are all we got. We need to just have families when we want them. That's it. If you want a family, have one. If you don't want one, don't. It's totally fine. However you want to live your life. We should have more freedom in this regard to do so. But a lot of people are choosing not to have these kids because, you know, it's expensive and shit.
And this is why you can do a gay porn video in the Senate and then act like a victim in our culture. You're a member of the marginalized. You're only a Senate staffer. You're a member of the marginalized now. If all of this puts you
we're doing the ad. I forgot that we do fucking ad reads every single clip now. So deeply cynical.
There's a lot to be stressed about during the holiday season. Stress leads to sleepless nights.
We're doing second ad read? This motherfucker. Oh my God. Dude. Literally 25% of this video is an ad read. It's 8 minutes long. They do 2 1-minute ad reads. Holy fucking shit. How? This is like fucking AM radio type shit. This is like when Sam Cedar went on to talk to PragerU on his podcast and he just did a fucking ad every like minute. Crazy. Ugh.
So the Senate continues to futz around on this border / Ukraine / Israel / Taiwan.
Now it's a different... Okay, so I guess that's it. All right. My real take is that as long as you aren't subjecting other people to sex they don't want to see, in person, violating anyone else's consent, I don't care. You can get away with it. If you get away with it, you get away with it. I really don't care. Like, you're not violating anyone's personal... Like, that's a public building. You can fucking public buildings. I don't care. It's not, like, subjecting the public to it. That's the difference, right? It's like an Illuminati video. Except Ben Shapiro had the decency to just say the dumb shit out of his own face right in front of you. He's just always be grifting. Yeah, I mean, I don't care that someone had sex in the Senate chambers. I don't think it should probably be best practice to just constantly be fucking in the Senate. But also, like, I mean, I don't care. I don't care in this instance. I don't really give a shit at all. I'm not going to be outraged at this. There are many worse things that I should be outraged about than congratulations for getting railed or whatever, you know?